Okay, by the way, today I think we won't go also very late lah. So we have not much to cover, but still okay. We have another 2 to 3 weeks for the presentation. Okay, let me first review on the upcoming submission, the deadline. Okay, hold on. Okay, we have just done assignment 2 submission, right? So far, assignment 1, assignment 2 are done. Right, so for assignment 3, if you check on Moodle, I've just updated the dates. Right, Moodle, I highlighted it. So those who is over, I think maybe I just strike them off. Okay, let me see how can strike. Can do a strike. Okay, never mind. I think I leave it. I just leave it. The color, is there a way to edit the color? Never mind, I just leave it there. Right, the upcoming one. Okay, the upcoming one will be to complete your app. Some of the team has, I checked assignment 2, we have more or less done, right? Your function, meaning when you click, the storage is there, the authentication is there, login, log out, right? The registration is there, functional already. That is supposed to be for assignment 3, but you have completed it much earlier. So assignment 3, I think to make it easier for us to track, for me to track also is, we make all the submission for the presentation day. We make the assignment 3 deadline to be on presentation day, which is about 3 weeks from now, right? 4th of July. 4th of July. That is a Monday. On the day of the presentation, assignment 3. And then I give you a bit more time to complete the report. After the presentation, maybe there will be some comment, right? Comment, feedback on your presentation. Then maybe you can do a bit of tidy up on your app and also the final completed version of your app, right? As well as the report, the final report. So that will be on the Friday on the same week, week 15. Let's settle it before the revision week, right? Week 15. Right, by week 15, 7th of 8th of 7月8号 8th of July, right? Almost everything should have been done. You should be free from this subject. So this is a coursework by coursework subject, so you can focus on preparing your final exam for other subjects, right? On the revision week. So I don't want to hold you too long. So please work harder now, right? Until the day where you need to present and also the week that you need to submit the final report. We have another about from today's onwards is about 3.5 weeks, about 4 weeks. It's about 4 weeks, right? Today is a Monday, so by Friday it's about 4 weeks. We still have time. Okay, so submission link are here. I will adjust the submission deadline now. So assignment 3 will be until 4th, right? It will be until 4th, or I make it until 5, until the, let me see, the 4th presentation. So it's until 6. On that day, we have presentation until 6. So let us make it to be on the 4th, right? 6 p.m. On the Monday itself, when we have the presentation. So you are going to do the submit your functional app, your source code, and your project, right? You don't have to submit the APK. I can compile myself, the APK. So you just need to submit like the assignment 2, but the full project. You clean it out first, because sometimes if you don't clean it, your project could be very big, a few hundreds of megabytes. So some of you, your app is quite large. So you just clean out the APK and then submit the code. That's enough. But you do the presentation on the 4th, right? So let's look at the presentation schedule, the latest one. I've just updated the presentation schedule. Previously, I was thinking of having 2 days, but I think it's not fair. Frankly speaking, it's not fair. Some group maybe have extra 1 or 2 days for presentation preparation. So to make it easier for us, so on the 15, week 15, 4th of July, right, 4th of July, the day, right, Monday, then let me open up the file. Right, we are going, I'm going to scale down the amount of time per group, because this time we really have many groups. So I think no need to have 15 minutes such long time. If you can focus on talking about the main feature, right? The main feature of the app. And let me switch on my light. It's very dark now. It's going to rain. So this is the latest schedule, latest timetable for you to follow. Right, I've changed it to 10 minutes per group, 10 minutes only. So make it very short and concise. Don't talk everything about the app, but focus on the key feature, because I checked through your app. Most of you have certain similar feature, right? That's why focus on the main one. And those additional detail, you can write it into the report, because you have a report, so I can read your report. So I have put it in the alphabetical order. I don't do any shuffling and so on. I just follow the alphabetical. I think it's no difference, not much of difference. We'll start earlier. Can we start earlier on that day, on the Monday? Just in order that we not need to extend until 7 p.m. I will suggest on that day only, on the week 15, Monday. I suppose you don't have a class before 3, right? 2 to 3. Between 2 to 3, we start 1 hour earlier, so that we can have the full presentation the whole day. For the whole one afternoon, we will have presentation for all the groups. But please be on time and also be accurate in your time management, right? Because we have only 10 minutes per group, right? I think 10 minutes is good enough, because these are apps that most of you are doing similar feature, right? So focus on the key feature when you present something special that you have achieved on your app. And then demo, right? Tentatively, you more or less prepare a 7 minutes presentation of the app, right? Don't talk the general information. General information, you can keep it to the final report, right? Final report is supposed for you to present the detail. So for the demo is for you to concisely demo your app is working, right? Working in runtime in an emulator, or you want to demo using a phone, a real phone device, can also. So you can actually pre-record if you are nervous when you present in real time. Then maybe it's a good idea for you to pre-record your presentation, pre-record your video, right? Video for your demo. So make sure the demo or whatever, whether it's live or recorded, to be within 7 minutes. No need, no need PowerPoint. Don't prepare PowerPoint anymore, because PowerPoint, I think the information you copy from your final report, more or less you summarize your final report into your PowerPoint. I think so, right? Most of the time. So don't do present PowerPoint. Don't have to do PowerPoint. So I say again, right? I'll put it on Moodle. Don't do PowerPoint, demo, because this is mobile app development. And you have a final report, so no point to do the PowerPoint again. So save your time, right? Focus on the demo. Just prepare, rehearse for the demo. And also the time I put it down, 10 minutes per group, right? So I think we still extend, most likely we'll still extend beyond 6. But on that day, it will be a tiring day for me. Maybe for you, it's just 10 minutes. So you just prepare, look at your time slot. The time may be extended, right? Delayed a bit, or it could be faster. I don't think it can be brought forward. Right, if we start at 2, I think most likely your time slot, if every team have a slight delay, then definitely your time slot will be a bit behind, right? But it's okay, Then this one can change on Moodle, right? Let me see what is that. Yeah. I will change. I will change the slide. I forgot. Okay, let me change it now. Change it now, so that I don't forget. Don't submit the slide. Don't do the slide. Right, this one I forgot. Here. Where is it? I cannot find. Oh, here, this one. Okay. Project code, right? Right, project codes. Right, the codes, the full version, right? Full version and report. Huh? It should be quite clear now, huh? By now, it should be quite clear. Huh? You don't have to submit your PowerPoint. Huh? No need to do PowerPoint. Huh? Because too many of the documentation already. Huh? If PowerPoint and then final report is a bit like redundant. Huh? So don't have to. Just do the report. Huh? Report. All right, good. Huh? So I always try to do the decide it according to what is best for the student. Huh? So easier for everyone. Huh? Okay, so let me go back to the assignment 3. Huh? Let me remind you again, assignment 3 is 20 marks, huh? Not 15. Huh? Assignment 3 is 10. Huh? So I look at two aspects. One is still on the more on the UI. Some of your UI you still have time to improve. Huh? So I think I'll personally send you the comment. If I have, right? I haven't tidied up the feedback, the comment. Instead of listing it, I think it's not so effective. I'll personally send you, your team. I got your email and so on. So personally, if I have any comment for your app, I'll approach you personally. Then you can actually put in the changes, maybe enhance it. And that is on the user interaction part. It's more on the one that you can see. And then the functionality, I'll look at the libraries. Some of you have already done it. The libraries that you use. A lot of you are very good. You actually use any libraries that I didn't touch, I didn't mention in class. That is supposed to be the way you do project, right? Because no way I can cover all the different libraries, including third-party libraries that you know how to use, right? So I will look at how complex how complex and how efficient you actually put up your app, do your app, right? Based on your code. Actually look at your code, the way you actually import and use dependency that is suitable for the function that you want to implement. Right? So I see that I'm quite encouraged by assignment 2, right? Many of the teams, right? So you can continue your effort on that, but you have to add in the actual feature that works. If it cannot work, please put a remark in the report. Why is it so? Right? Sometimes there is some limitation that certain feature you don't have the real-time data, for example, for statistical COVID API statistics. You don't have real-time data. It's okay actually. Some students ask me whether you need real-time statistics or not. No need. It's very hard to get real-time statistics. I don't think any open API is really real-time. We don't need real-time. We just need to do a demo of proof of concept. Proof of concept meaning as long as the feature work, even the data is not real-time, data is fake. Or even fact, you can mock up the data, the statistics. Something realistic, but it's not the real one. It's okay as long as make your feature work. But do put a note in your report. So to explain, so this feature is not possible to do it real time. Like hotspot map. You may not have a real-time access to a real-time hotspot API. So no way you can do that. Most of the time, I don't think you can have access to that. But you can do your own walkout data for that. As long as your app demonstrate, you know how to do that. Right? So this answer that question. Feature functionality, if it can be obtained from a real API that provide you good data, then by all means do it. But if cannot, then you mock up. You mock up the data. There is no wrong you mock up data because we are not having a back-end system. If you develop your back-end system, you can also mock up the data, and then so that your front end, the mobile apps can receive the data correctly. Okay, so this is assignment 3 and also the final submission assignment. The app is on the app. And then on the report, okay, let me go to the report. Report format, I've put down very clear report format already this time. I've already uploaded to Moodle. You can get it from here. Okay. Just now I sent it to your chat. You can get it from chat. I remember I uploaded it. Suddenly disappear. Oh, okay, I forgot. Maybe I forgot. Okay, so assignment, let me see. Do I upload it somewhere? Oh, here, sorry. Here, under assignment project, final project report format. Huh? So let me briefly go through it with you. Right, with a format, then easier for you to do more clearly, right, without ambiguity. Right, this file you can download from Moodle. All right. Again, I actually make it itemize. Okay, some of you ask me whether can do point form or not. Based on what you think is suitable or not. If certain information is better to be presented in point form, you just go ahead and present it in point form. As long as it is clear and it is concise. Concise meaning you don't write essay. I'm not going to read thesis. I'm not asking you to write thesis. Right? So more or less, I didn't put the total page, but the executive summary to limit to less than 2 pages. I think 1 page will be enough. Summary of your entire app and then the purpose of it. I think this one I should change. Maybe 1 page will be good enough. Let me change it. Edit it. Okay, I think no need to have 2 pages of executive summary. Just 1 page. Let me change it and then I use that. So let me share the edited copy. Okay, sorry, not this one. Right, final report. Right, executive summary, 1 page. So make it into like section or chapter. So for the first section or first chapter, right, you are going to just talk a bit of background and maybe show a bit of your app final screenshot. But it's more on the introduction, and then after that methodology. So you should most likely you have certain backend. Right? Even the backend is not done by you, it's a third-party API or something like that. You just draw it out, your architecture. Right? So the front end will be your screens. Right? So you can present it in a holistic way where front end, everything you can consider as one app. Right? And then what are the middleware? Right? Maybe you have some third-party middleware, like you write some middleware, right? So to interact with the backend. So if any, then you just present it in a pictorial format, pictorial illustration, picture, right? Diagram, architectural diagram, right? And then do your use case modeling, use case diagram. This is UML. Right? Please do your use case modeling by drawing your UML. And then this part is on the methodology, how you carry out your project in order to achieve the target app. Don't go into too much of the essay kinds of presentation. I prefer you to do it like in diagrams, in picture, in illustration, right? So use case diagram with brief introduction. That's all. Don't do a long essay. Brief introduction, easier for me to read also. Brief explanation. Also with brief explanation. Right? No need to write long essay. Right? Okay, the chapter 3. Chapter 3 will be to showcase the outcome. Outcome meaning the completed app screen. So you can do screenshot and brief description of the key feature. If you want to present all the feature, to be a lot. I expect to be a lot. But maybe that like some feature very miscellaneous like setting. You do a bit of setting here and there, edit your profile, edit user profile and things like that. You can save that kind of what is that? Secondary feature, maybe the main feature. You explain, show the main feature, because I'm going to run your app, so I will see also. I'll actually run and see your app. So you may not need to explain. If your screens, you have a lot of screens. Some of you in the mockup, assignment 1, you have a lot of screens. So maybe you choose the main one. If there are too many pages, and then test cases and test results. Okay, this one I haven't uploaded, so I'll upload that later. A sample for you to follow how you can design some use case test cases, and then you test it. For this time, you just test it manual. You test it manual. If you want to apply certain testing tool like UI Espresso test also can. But I haven't been able. I don't know whether I have time to cover that or not. But still, there are many tools to software tool, third party, free tool for you to actually run. You can use that tools to run and run your app. But you can do manual also. In the report, you just need to write down whether your UI test actually work or not, success or not. You don't have to do unit test. I think unit test is too much, too minor. So for this time, just do the UI test. UI test cases. And finally, section 5, if you have any limitation, right? Technical limitation, it's like readme and notes, right? Just put it down, right? Put it down into your report, the final section. You don't have to do a report style like conclusion and so on. No, just make it itemized and specific, right? Specific to the specific technical detail that I want to read. So those conclusion and so on, normally you write, but I think most of you will just conclude everything. So no need conclusion, just put in some final technical limitations and maybe some suggested improvement. You don't have time to do it this time, but you actually plan to do it in the future if you can, if you have time. You want to improve it, you want to enhance, right? So suggested further improvement. A few points for further improvement. Right, definitely this version of the app, which is done in a limited period of time, definitely you can't have everything under one app. So there are certain features that you cannot achieve this semester, this time. Then you just put it down as a further improvement. Right, so any question on the report format? I estimate with this format, this one will take you about 1 page. This one roughly methodology 2 pages, because you have architecture 1 page, maybe use case diagram 1 page. Right, so around 2 pages. And then outcome, this one is a bit hard to estimate. Maybe you have multiple, right? Your screen. So let's say one page you put in 2 screen, 2 screen. So it's about maybe if you have 10 different screen that you want to explain, then it's about 5 pages, roughly. Just to give you some idea, so that you don't go too far, not too much, and also you don't go too little. And then use cases. This one is another file. Now you just do it in another template. Now it's an Excel file. So this one I'll provide you. I haven't uploaded. So this one later. Later. And then limitation, it should be 1 page, less than 1 page, or around 1 page. So altogether, excluding the Excel template, the test cases worksheet, then you should have 1, 5, 6 plus 2, 8, 9. About 10 pages. About total is about 10 pages, roughly. Roughly 10 pages. It can be more, it can be less. But not to be too little and not to be too many. From 10 pages shouldn't go to 100 pages. Right? No point to go to 100 pages. Right? So it's about my estimation average. On average, each group should be around 10 pages. Right? So if you go like 12, 13, 15 pages, still fine. Still fine. But don't go like 1 page. Right? 2 page is too little. Maybe you can have 7, 8 page is good enough. Right? Enough. So the difference should be here. Right? I think the difference for different groups should be around this page, this section. Right? The number of pages. So I think this, I give you this copy. Let me upload it to Moodle. Give me a while. Give me a while. a while, I update it to Moodle. You download from Moodle. Right, I also give you a copy in the chat here. Huh? You can get it from the chat. Right, you download the latest copy from the chat. Huh? From the chat. All right. Okay. Any more question on our few final so-called assessment, the assignment 3, final report presentation. These 3, assignment 3, final report presentation. Any question on that? Any doubt? Any question? I see from assignment 2, most groups are okay. Actually good. Exceptional. Some groups. Just that there are still groups that need improvement. They want I will tackle it individually specific to the group. I will come to you. I will email you on maybe some suggested improvement. Okay, so let's today I won't hold you too late also. No worry. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about actually some groups already know. You have already done it. It's all on how to connect your app to backend, internet networking, basically networking. So if you not this one. If you look at all this API, right? There are a lot of API actually. Some most of you have a statistics screen, statistics, and those statistics, many of you at assignment 2, you still hard code. You hard code the text, right? You are supposed to, for the final version, you read it from a backend, right? A backend API. We call it API, what is that? Application programming interface, right? Normally, API means REST API, meaning you are reading a JSON file from the web, from the backend. So that API can be a publicly available open API. For example, this one, for COVID-19 statistics, there are some good API that provide data by Postman. I think many of you have learned about Postman. Anyone hasn't know about Postman, right? If you don't know, you go and download Postman, right? It's a software tool for you to actually interact without the user interface, without developing a mobile app, without a website. You can use this Postman tool to actually call, make a call, HTTP call, HTTP get, HTTP post, HTTP delete, or whatever HTTP call to the API, right? So that you can get the result of the API call, right? You test first. Always test using Postman before you do it in your app, to check whether the API is working or not. So this tool is very common. So I think many of you know it. For example, later I'm going to do a simple demo, right, on using Postman. This is a Postman desktop version, Windows desktop. I downloaded it. So I have a API. I want to test this so-called static. It's a static one. It's not real time. Static API. So disease.sh, so COVID-19/O, right? That API, right? So if I access it using browser, to make a HTTP get, right? This is the result of the JSON file. JSON file, right? So if I want to see the raw data, JSON, string actually is a text string, right? Return from the server side. The server actually generate this data and then generate the JSON file and pass it back to the client. If you I access using browser, right? I can see the raw is this, and then if I make it into proper format, right? You can see some key and value, right? Key value. So some statistical values that you read from the server side, and also the field value. So there are a lot of this. So when you want to capture statistical numbers from the server side, you can actually test it first. Test it using browser. If it is a get, normally browser can display a JSON. right? Get. But if you want to use, okay, let me see whether I share the screen or not. Oh, sorry, did I share the screen? This one, huh? You can see, right? Share, huh? So this is using browser. I do a HTTP GET from the server side. So raw data, JSON. Okay, so if I want to test it, right, more conveniently, not only GET, I want to also test other HTTP protocol like POST. I want to submit some value to the server side, right? So I can actually test using Postman. Postman. As I mentioned just now, you can download Postman for free to use, right? Postman. You can also add a Postman add-on to your browser. Firefox, Chrome, all got the Postman add-on. You can put an extension to your browser to run Postman. So here is the desktop version of Postman. The API just now, right? The one I mentioned, I can run the get HTTP, right? And send. So I receive the JSON file as on my client. Right? JSON file on my client. So similar to what I access using browser just now, right? You can get the JSON file. So if you run using Postman, you see the format already. Roughly, you know it's a key value pair, right? Then you can start to write the code. Because if the Postman can work, right? Supposedly, whatever code that you write, if you use the right way to write the library using, for example, Retrofit, I'm going to show you Retrofit. And you can use other library also. There are quite a few networking library for Android. So if it runs successfully on Postman, it means that the API is working. So the rest of it, if you run it on your app, it doesn't work. You don't get it. You don't get the right values. It means that your code is not written correctly. So the correction should be on the code, right? Remember, these are the principle. First thing to always check whether your API is functioning or not. Sometimes some API, even though it was working previously, but it could be down already. Somebody may have taken down the API. So you have to check first whether the API is still alive or not. Okay, can still fit the data or not to you. Okay, so let's start with a new project today, this afternoon. Start with a new project. I'm going to do it using Java. Java. If you want to follow, you just open a new project in Java. Right, Java project. So I will actually open that with the project. Okay, so let's call this project as we use Retrofit. Retrofit COVID API Retrofit example. I'm going to use Retrofit. Retrofit is more powerful, but you can use other library also, right? Later, later I show you what are the example of the library that you can use. Okay, wait, let me start a new project first. Okay, if you want to explore, right, networking with Android, right? So there are a few libraries that you can consider. Okay, let me show you a list. Right, it's not an exhaustive list. There are a lot. Right, this is just a few. These are just a few that people have compiled. Right, these are on this link. There are a few, but I just want to bring your attention to the first two. Actually, you don't have to use too many of them. Just learn one of them. Good enough. For me, Volley and also Retrofit will be good enough for almost all your purposes. So there are a lot, right? Like third party, okay, HTTP is also good also. Actually, it's a more low level, right? The coding low level. This one, Retrofit, is very high level, right? It's a RESTful API client, client library. Volley, another one. You can use Retrofit, Volley. This one I never use. I never tried before. right? The rest I never tried. I haven't tried before. So these are so many, right? You can just try if you want to use any of them, right? For connection to the backend, the web service. So, but I recommend to use Retrofit, and now it's Retrofit 2, Retrofit version 2, or Volley, right? Either one. Depends on how easy it is to be used. These two are the most common one, commonly used. You can find them in many of the app people develop. People use Retrofit or Volley. Always refer to the official documentation. Retrofit 2, right? It's not under Android. It's not, Retrofit 2 is not maintained by Android, right? It's a third-party library actually, but it's popularly used because of the way the architecture, right? The way it is being designed, the coding, it's very easy to do. It's clean, right? So this one, Retrofit website. If you want to refer to the documentation, official documentation, right? So another one, Volley. Volley is officially recognized in Android, officially maintained under Google, Android. So Volley, this is under Google, Volley. So you can refer to it also how to do it. Simple request, and maybe how to do the request. I have sample project which I've already uploaded to Moodle. If you are not too sure, you can check how they can be done. I only do very basic one, but you can expand to your purpose, because every project is different. Your API is also different, right? So, but in general, how it is being used, you can refer to the sample project that I uploaded to Moodle. Right, so this is Retrofit. Right, another one, Volley. Volley is officially maintained by, now it's by Google. Google. So you can find Volley documentation under Google GitHub. Here. Right, but this afternoon I'm going to just do, because we don't have so much time, so I will just focus on using Retrofit. Retrofit. The code for them both, you can find it here. Right, consume API using Volley and Retrofit. So you can find it there. You can have a look at check how it is being used, Volley or Retrofit. Okay, let me just do a bit of step-by-step of using Retrofit. Right, so I will start with a new project. Right, assuming I want to consume some how to say statistics data, right? Using the API just now, I'm going to use this API, the one that I just showed you just now, using Postman, this API. Diseases.sh. It's up to you, right? Depends on your source of API. Now I'm going to get this, the statistical data, and display on the app screen. App screen. So this will be my source, right? This will be my source of API. I should get this JSON, and I'm going to process this JSON using Retrofit, and then I display on the screen, on the app screen. Okay, so let's start. Okay, sorry, not this app. This is the completed one. I do one by one first, the steps. Right here. Okay, first of all, you need to import the dependency. For Retrofit, it's not built in, right? Retrofit is not built in Android. So Retrofit, you need to import. Just now, remember the website Square Up, right? The so-called the company that support this Retrofit is Square Up. So what happens is you need this dependency, this tree. So Retrofit, so-called the library, right? If you want to check the latest version, you can go to this site, right, to check. Right, this site, the Square Up. So the library is under this Square Up, Retrofit 2. So current version, I think is newer than this. Later I will check. Okay, Retrofit 2 converter for JSON. JSON at least is the library for converting JSON file. Sync it, and then this JSON library, JSON library. There are other similar kinds of library for processing JSON file, like JSON, JSON, another one is JSON, and a few more, right? But this is common one, most common, JSON. So I use this one. Okay, I'll use this one. Right, so if you want to follow me this afternoon, you can just pass it into your Gradle build.gradle, build.gradle, retrofit, the library. Okay, let's check whether there are newer version for this or not, 2.9.0. You can go to project structure, dependency, project structure dependency here. So just click on add, right? The JSON, and then the so-called the retrofit here. So let's check. Oh no, no, it's a third party so the Android Studio are not able to check for the latest one. Let's see the JSON. Okay, how come it's changed to 2.6? Okay, JSON 2.9, 2.9.0. And then converter JSON is also 2.9.0. So apply. Right, so we should have this in our project. Right, if you want to check the latest one, let me check quickly. What is the latest one? Latest version. It is not stated. Not stated, but it's okay lah. We just use 2.9.0. All right. So now the XML, the layout. We do the layout. The layout I'll just give you, so you don't have to draw. I'll just do quickly. This one is just for demo, so we don't take too much time drawing the layout. And so the layout would be, right, just a scrollable layout, right? XML, right? Scrollable. Okay. Right, something like this. Text view, a few text view. Oh, the color. Okay, the text color need to add in. Okay, wait, hold on. Color, I need to add in the color value. Add the color value. So I'll go to the colors. Right, colors value and the layout will be like this. So it's a linear layout with linear layout with scroll view. Right, simple one. For your case, you design based on your assignment, what you want to display. For me, I just use a linear layout with a few text view. So the text view will actually has the label, the label, and also the value. Right, the value will come from the API, from the retrofit. Retrofit will feed the data to my text view, some of the text view here. Right, so I have label and values. This value will actually be fed from the API later. So on the code side. So I just give you this sample. You can follow me. If you want to follow this tutorial. Okay, let me give you this color. And then the activity, the layout. Sorry, I forgot to open my camera. Sorry. Sorry, I was all the while thinking that I'm in the camera. I forgot. Sorry. Okay. All right. So the XML layout for the activity and also the color. just for this sample to work. Right, for this sample to work. We don't want to there, the focus is on the not on the layout, so we do a quick one. Right, starter code for this. Okay, so now for retrofit to work, you need to have, okay, first of all, the so-called the POJO for Java, right? You need a class to represent your data set. For this case, we have right, for this case today, we have this data structure. If you look at the Postman just now, right? We want to have a model, data model, to represent data that has all these property. We consider this as properties, the properties of our data, and then we need a data model for this design for our app. So I'm going to do a statistics model, right? Statistics model to represent the data. Right, so to this let's say I'm not going to display everything, I just display this field, this field. So all these data are the property of a class. So I'm going to create a class. So let's create a Java class. Java class. I call it statistics. Statistics. It's a POJO. POJO, you know what is POJO, right? Pure all Java object. Java object, in other words, Java object, Java class, conventional Java class, right? But we need to use some annotation, because retrofit actually work on annotation. We use some retrofit specific annotation to represent our class, so that later the mapping can be done, right? The backend JSON file and the POJO, so-called the Java class. Right, so we want to map certain object of your Java class to the backend, the JSON file that we receive, the property, so we can do some mapping. So how do we actually annotate our Java class? Okay, first of all, right, we have, let's refer, okay, I copy the sample JSON result, right, into our code. Right, I'll put it down here. Right, these are the JSON value. So when you do your app, also you need to know the backend. So you need to know the format. If you don't know the format, you also cannot work with the API. Okay, you need to know the API format. Okay, cases. We are going to use the cases. So we can create if you have question, you please stop me. Please stop me. Okay, we want to create a variable to actually tag in the value of the cases. Right, so we can create a public string cases variable. It's a string. So the value can be a string, which is this value. Right, you just declare a string to represent it. Because we are just displaying, so we are not going to do any addition, subtraction, and so on. If not, then you can actually make it integer. You can also make it as integer. Okay, this one private, good enough, private. Okay, so this is on the Java class, right? On the other side, the JSON, right? We need to annotate that this class property, this property is mapped to the, these are all some supported annotation, we call it annotation. So these are all annotation. So we want to annotate it, right, to be mapping to the cases. We call it serialized name. Right, you need to import this JSON. JSON. That's how I say we import this JSON, right? So this library, right, we are going to use the annotation in that library and cases. To follow, this one will be the name, the property that you want to map to, which is this one. Inside the JSON file later, you have these cases, right? These cases as the property that you want to map to this variable. Cases. Understand? So the rest is the same, right? It's just a repetition of what you want to do, and then you also can put in this annotation called expose. the JSON also export it. Right, just import this. Export. Right, annotate this variable. Right, so we want to also do a few more. For example, recover critical active today cases. We just follow this. Some key one, key variable. We are going to get them and display today cases, for example. So again, we export it, and then just use the same variable name, same spelling, right? Today cases. And we have depths, right? Depths also we want, right? This variable in the Java class, we want to annotate it with this depths. Understand? So you need to create your class first. This is your database. In other words, the database, the middleware in some middleware, the data model that actually is going to be mapped to the backend API. You have an API, they have return certain JSON file. So you map your JSON file to your Java class, right? Java class. And then it's up to you what values you want to capture. Then critical, active, depths. Okay, let me just do a few quickly. Critical, active. So, but if you realize name, if was right, active, and then critical. But string critical, the variable. Yeah, a lot. For demo purpose, I'll just do a few. I'll do a few. Today cases, today depths. Affected country. Affected country. One more. China. Let me see. Anyone will do so I just choose one more. Few more. Today cases, today depths. Right. Something like that. Okay, so and then the depths. Just now I say I want to have one more. Which one I miss out? Affected country. Affected country. Right, affected countries. Or maybe just leave it this way first. Leave it. Affected countries. Oh, don't have. Sorry, it's here. This one only. Okay, then we do a constructor. Not constructor. So constructor, this is property, right? Constructor should contain these properties. Public statistics, right? The constructor that contain the properties. For example, the first one is cases. Right. So one by one, we are going to construct the constructors, right? To initialize the values of this statistics. All right, cases. Okay, one by one, I declare the total cases, today cases. Follow that sequence. Then tabs. Active. And then critical. The tabs. Right? Then this Yeah, so so I just initialize it, initialize one by one. Cases equals to cases. Critical, critical. Okay, cases. With the depths. Right, can okay. So maybe this class also needs to have some setter getter function. I'll just quickly just get it, just do it straight away lah, because we don't have to do it one by one. So getter setter, right? Getter setter function. It recovered. Let me check whether our app needs recovered or not. Affected countries. Is there affected countries? Let me check. I think just remove that field. I remove that field. There is no affected country. So it'll be total cases recovered, critical, active to their cases to the depth. I think I removed this one. We just ignore these two, the last two. Later we are not going to fill these two. Or for demo purpose, no need to do so many. Okay, so the code, right? This one remove. Cases, critical, active to their case steps to their depths. Okay, so the setter may not be necessary. So for our case, we just get, we just want to display the value from the JSON. So actually the setter is not necessary. We just need the get function, or the get function to return the current value, the property value here. Okay, so this is our Pojo, the Java class that we need to construct. First thing. Okay, this one I just comment up. We don't need the set. So comment up. So just get function. Right, our JSON will be this one. So this is our Java class. Only for 6, I just choose 6 of them as the demo for the value to get. Okay, so now we have the statistics done, the Java class done. The next thing we need to do a API, Retrofit API, Retrofit API file, right? Retrofit API file to get. So for this case, it's a flat API. It's a flat. It's actually one file only, right? One API, right? That contain one JSON. The one JSON object. One JSON object, right, within the record for that API, and it contains multiple property value. So we are going to create a Retrofit API file. It's a Java interface. It's an interface. It's not a Java class. Interface. So Retrofit API, we call it Retrofit API. Retrofit API. Interface file. We need to write for Retrofit. We need to write an API interface file. Okay, this interface also has many annotation, right? Get, pause, and so on, right? Depending, we are going to map certain function, API function. API function is an interface function that we want to call later in our code, in our project, to the Retrofit API function like get. So let us go to the documentation to see what are the possible available API annotation here. Right, if you refer to Retrofit website, get, alias get is one. You want to get, right? Get from repository, get from the API a list of values, for example. You can use get. There are other annotation here. You can refer to here to see the format. This is the so-called the path of your API URL. So depending on your URL, later we follow our own URL. So get is the one that we are going to use for this simple example. So get, this one, we are going to do the get. And then this is going to be coded inside the API, the Retrofit API interface just now. And then we are going to code the API function, so-called function. So we are going to create certain function as an API function that map to this so-called the call to the JSON, call to the API. Okay, so let's put in a get here. Right. In this case, if you look at our API URL, API URL, let me go to that API Postman. Right, Postman here, You see or not, the last URL, the value is O. So let's just use this O as the get the URL /O. Or you want to use some of these also can, as long as when you combine the URL later, the base URL and also this URL, you form the full URL for this get. So I'll use O, ALL, because this URL have this O at the back. So I'll use this as the get. All right, so I put this O. Yeah, sorry, not this one. /O. Right, so this one I need to import. Right, import this. Right, get O. Okay, maybe not the slash, without the slash. And then now I need to define a function that map to this get O. So we are going to get the statistics value. So just name it get statistics. Name function name that is relevant, that is meaningful for you to name your function later, the one that you want to call get statistics. Right, so this get statistics is going to be called and return. You return a list. Right, you return, let me see. You should return, not list, it's an object, right? Release the object because the JSON file is flat. Right, it's just one JSON. Right, you check this. It's just not a list, it's just an object that contains many properties. For this case, so our object return is a statistics object, supposedly. Right, statistics object. Sorry. So, right, statistics object. So I will return a statistics object. And then there's a keyword that you need to add in for retrofit. You need to put in this call, call function. Sort of call the call class, right? Retrofit 2, right? Call. So when you design your API, this is based on your design. So why O? Because our URL, right? Just now I show you in the URL show in the Postman, right? The format of the URL is this, right? So because this is a base URL, we assume this is a base URL and this is the last 3 characters. So we use O. Get. Okay, so call, right? This keyword needs to be there. Retrofit call. Right, so this get statistics function, when we call it later, you return a statistics object, which is in this format with all these parameters. Right, you make a call to that. You return a statistics object that contains the property that we want. So done. Retrofit API. So of course, in a CRUD function, you might have other API function to pause, to get, to delete, and so on and so forth. You can also have delete. And so on, right? So based on HTTP call, the type of HTTP call that you want to call to the server side, right? And you design your retrofit API to have the type of function that you want, to whether it's to pause, to delete, to get, and so on. For today, we only get. We only get. Okay, so understand? Understand? Okay, so now for this simple app, right? Just to do this function, we have done already retrofit API. So now let's go to the main activity. main activity. The rest of it is going to be done on the UI side. UI side. Whether you have a view model or not. View model, I didn't teach, but in the MVVM architecture, many of you, when you do the app, I saw that you know how to do view model. I was planning in another class, but for now, today, I'll make it simple. We'll do all the UI code, the logic to read the retrofit and then to display using main activity. Supposedly, you can have another layer, which is view model to read the data and display. But for now, I'll just use main activity, write the code inside main activity to make it simple and faster, more straightforward. Okay, in the main activity, right? So first thing we do is to bind to the text view. Bind to the text view. So we have multiple text view that we want to bind to. So we have in our code just now, right? This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, 6. Let's say 6 today, right? We want to get the ID of the 6. Let's just use the same name as the ID of the text view to be the name for our variable. Name for our variable. So let me check this one. Total cases. So I just get these TV cases, right? TV cases. Okay, sorry, I forgot to give you this one. So you can create your own retrofit API yourself interface. Just create an interface file for Java. Right, you can create it and then you in your code. So you have the retrofit API already. Now we want to declare the text view. We want to bind the value to our text view. Okay, so TV, that's not right. TV cases, right? So multiple. So I'm going to declare them one by one. So I go to the activity main here, TV cases, TV recovered, text view for the recovered. So one more. And then TV critical, right? Critical, just now is TV recovered. And then the ID, TV critical. Yeah, not the ID. I think better to move the ID out a bit. TV critical. Right, TV critical. And then we have this TV active. Today cases. Copy one by one. And then TV today depths, right? So 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So you can put it on new line also, doesn't matter actually. You can put it like that. Declare them, 6 of them. Right, and then find the view by ID when the activity is being created. So we can, so I'll do a quick one. So this is just repetition. This is recovered. TV active. TV critical, sorry, TV critical. Right, so just find the view one by one. Let's do a quick one. Can you understand? Active, right? This one's active. Today cases. And today depths. Okay, done. Okay, then we have to do something to fetch the API using Retrofit tool. Right, after we have loaded this, we want to load right? Creating a method to fetch data from retrofit 2. You can code everything here, but it's better to code it as a function, function, right? Retrofit, right? We write it in a separate function. Right? So far, okay, Okay, that function we can say is a fetch API using retrofit. For example, we don't return anything, we just call it to perform some action using retrofit. A function, write a function, fetch API data using retrofit. So we make a call to this function here. We make a call to this function and we perform the operation here. So far, so good. Understand? Okay, right? So we need to write a bit more code to fetch the API using retrofit. We can do the same using actually volley. Volley have a different kinds of code, but actually both will actually work. So what we do now is we do using retrofit. See how it is done. It's actually not that difficult. Okay, so let's define our base URL. Base URL. First of all, define our base URL. The base URL, just now you look at the, if you look at the URL of our API, is this one. Right? So this URL we are going to, but this is not the base. So because this all, we have actually put this all here. Right? Here is the last one, get, and then the last part of the parameters. This is the last slash parameter all. So our base URL is only left with this part until the slash here. So must include the slash. Otherwise it cannot recognize later. So the retrofit API just now, right? The base URL is this one. We can define. You can define this as the base URL, and these are the parameter. You can also do like this. These three are the parameters, and then your base URL is this one. Let's try this one instead of that. Okay, maybe like this. So if this one is your get parameters, then this is going to be our base URL with the slash. So we go here. We define it as a string. We define it as a string first. Can follow? Can follow? No issue, right? Okay, Okay, then now we need to create a JSON object. JSON object. Okay, create a retrofit builder. So create a retrofit builder. First of all, we must create a JSON object. Right, so JSON, right, equals to new, right, JSON. So builder. Right, so we want to create this JSON builder. Right, JSON builder, import the classes. Right, JSON class. JSON file, right, JSON builder. Right, so we construct it. And then we set, while constructing the JSON, we actually set some parameters. Right, so one of them is we set it to be linear and then create the parameter. Okay, you can refer to the documentation to see what else you can do. You can actually change. You can actually it's like this. We set linear and then create. So you check the documentation now. What is it about? Set linear, create. Okay, we create the construct the JSON, and then now we want to build create the builder for a retrofit object. Right. So now create a retrofit builder and pass the JSON in. So we want to do a create retrofit builder. So JSON object is created already first. Then now we want to create the retrofit object. Huh? So retrofit, right, is a type. Retrofit equals to new retrofit dot builder. Huh? The retrofit object, the variable new retrofit dot builder, and then we chain it with some function. So the base URL is the first function that we want to do. So this base URL will pass in this base URL. Right? So base URL is this string that we are passing in. And then we add a converter factory. This is called add converter factory because the values, the file that we are going to receive, the values are in JSON, so we want to convert. So add converter library factory, add converter factory, and then we put in the JSON converter factory. Right, so basically you add in this JSON converter factory dot create using this JSON object. Right, and then dot build. Finally, we build. Right, so you need to add in this line. Specify, set the base URL, add a converter factory, which is the JSON converter factory. Right, based on this JSON object, JSON converter factory. Right, create that based on the JSON object and then build. Right, so these are the steps for you to set up. Putting this is actually part of the setting. Can understand? So I give you this one. Okay. Right. Basically, you are just constructing it, the retrofit object. We haven't called it. We just construct. We haven't called. Okay. Now is the time that you want to bind. You want to do binding. So you need to also create using your retrofit API. Just now we have a retrofit API created, right? This one. We want to call this method. Right. So this is an interface that we want to implement. So for now, we are going to implement the retrofit API. Yeah. The client, this is called the client. Client interface. Function. Right, we want to get something. We want to very loud. Thunderstorm. Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry about it. Of my control. Okay, so API. Right, so we construct that. Create the API class. So we want to implement. So use this retrofit. Retrofit class that we have built just now. Right, so from here, dot, right, we want to create. So what is the class? Retrofit API, this class, right, that we have built just now. Retrofit dot class. Right, so one after another, create the retrofit object, right, based on the JSON, and then we implement now the API. Create the API object. I don't know about your area, whether you have thunderstorm or not now. If you are in Malaysia, somewhere near Sepan, the campus should be raining heavily also, right? Okay. Okay, so now we want to call that method. Call just now, right? We have a retrofit function called get, right? Get statistics. This one. Now is the time we call it. So we call the function. So we use the API to call, make a call, right? We have an API object. So what we do now is dot get statistics, right? And you return a, what does it return? A list. I'm sorry, not a list, object, statistics object. So we can actually, you pass back an object of this type. Basically, you pass in an object of that type. We give it a variable, we assign it to a variable. We can call it call. So this one will return an object, right, of the type call statistics. Right, call is just a keyword. This one variable, you can use any variable. You can call statistics call. Maybe statistics call. Right, call this method. This method is the client class, client method, get statistics. How we call map call. All right, you return this object of this statistics object. Right, then the critical part now. So this statistics call, right? You need to call a function called enqueue, because this call to the JSON, the call to the API is asynchronous, right? It's not like you call straight away you get the value. So it depends on internet. So the networking, all the networking API always they function asynchronous. So there might be some latency, right? From your call to the time when you get the response. So when you see something like asynchronous, right? You are going to have a callback method. You need to do a callback method. Okay, so this statistics call, we need to call the method called enqueue. Enqueue, you just initiate the call, right, and put it on the queue. So you let the system take care of it, whether it come back or not. So you are going to wait for the response on the callback. We are going to wait for the response on the callback. Okay, so we are going to create a new callback, right? New callback, callback method. We expect to return a statistics object. So this is supposed to be what we do here inside here. So this one we put a semicolon, right? So this callback method. Right, callback method, callback method, statistics. Do you need a time for a short break? Do you need a short break? Or let's finish it fast, before we can just call it a day. So for this enqueue, we need to create a callback method inside. Implement a callback method. So you see a line, right? Meaning because we still haven't done the callback method, right? So just let the tool helps you. Right click show implement methods. Right, there are two callback method compulsory for retrofit callback. Right, so this call retrofit callback. So callback method statistics. One is on response, one is on failure. So there are two possibilities when you make a call to a retrofit endpoint. Retrofit endpoint is the API. API that has this URL, base URL, and the endpoint. This one, the endpoint. When we make a call to that endpoint, there is a possibility of success or failure. Right, the first case, right, success. Another possibility of failure. Right, let's say the callback return a failure. Then what do? We do the failure first. So failure, normally we show a response, right? A message, a failure message, right? You can do a lot, right? Based on for yourself to troubleshoot, right? Just do a lot, error, for example, right? So I just put right error, and then error, just print some error message, right? Based on the throwable object return t.get message. So what error happens to the call, you get it, and then you display onto the log cat, and you have a look. Right, you can also tell the user that something has happened using a toss, right? Using a toss, right? Toss or some other so-called any dialog box that you can print, or message you can print onto the UI. Right, for simple case, it's just to make a toss. Make a toss. If it is fail, it is not successful, failure, then just print an error message. Okay, this is quite straightforward. Okay, what if it is successful? You want to bind the data from the API to the view. Right, the view just now, remember, early on, right, we have done the view, right? So all these values, right, we want to set the value of the text view based on the value you return from the call, from the response. Actually, it's the response. This variable is very important for the response, right? The variable for the response will contain the property, the value. Just now, remember, these values. So the response object will contain the values or this value that we want to display to the interface. Right? So this response. So what we do now is we can actually try one. Just try one. TV cases. Right? These TV cases. If it is successful, the rest is the same. So here, TV cases. Let me see. TV cases set text. Is a text view. Set text. Okay. So based on what? Based on the response dot body. Because this is the when we define our retrofit like that, this part is going to be in the body of the JSON file. So this part is the body. Body. So just use response dot body. Right, it's a function. Dot right get. Just now remember I say we need in our Pojo, our Java class. All right, we have to define the function to return the relevant property. The mapping is already done inside here. Mapping already done, serialized. So in the JSON, if it is cases, then in your property value is also cases, right? So what we do is dot cases, just get cases, and then like that. This get cases will return cases value, right? So let's just try one, whether it works or not. Supposedly, if everything is coded correctly, it should actually return the value of cases. Okay, let me give you this enqueue. Remember this function enqueue when you make the code. Okay, let me give it. You can try also. All right, so let me run it. Okay, let's see whether it works or not. Test it. Just test it. Okay, see that value cases, whether it's loaded or not. If it is loaded value from the JSON, that should be correct. It works. The same principle apply. So this is only for get. Of course, you want to do a bit more complex, so we'll do it next week. Okay, we can also post data and so on. Post data to the, how come it's not working? There is some error if not mistaken. Okay, no error. Let me run again. Let me check anything I miss out. Oh, okay, I forgot to string. I need to convert it to string. I think I made a mistake. This one. Right? I think I need to. Oh, there is some error. try to get, okay, there's some error, huh? Try to get the string, it doesn't work. Okay, maybe it should be this way, huh? This one, I think most likely is this one. Huh? Originally I do it is O, huh? Here. So I add this to the, this one should be the base. Huh? So I change again. Yeah. Let me change this one. Huh? The base URL, huh? The base URL, I change it to this. And then I just concatenate the last part in the of the string inside the API, huh? This one, O. Huh? Let's try again. Let's try again. Yeah, what is the error? Oh, okay. One of the most important thing I forgot. Manifest. I need to enable internet. So I forgot about that. It's also good to point out the error. I forgot just now. Dependency we have added, right? To access internet, remember, manifest. Right, I miss out on this. Yeah. We need to add this permission to the manifest for your app to be able to access internet. This is one permission that the hardware, the hardware, the app, the operating system should endorse, should allow this app to access. So the app should ask for permission to access the internet. No wonder it doesn't work. Need to add the permission for internet. This one. Users permission. The name of the permission is android.manifest internet, capital letter. Okay, let's run again. It should work. It should work actually. Right, let's see the app whether working or not. Yeah, but it's not working. The data is not get. Let me check what happens to the data. The data is not captured. Right, the data is not captured. Let me check. Just now there's an error message. Let me check again, run again. This error message, error. Let me check. The log cat. Okay, socket failed. Operation not permitted. This was just now. Let me see. Cancelled due to Java exception. Permission denied. Permission denied. Operation not permitted. But should work. Operation not permitted. I see. Anything that I miss out. Operation not permitted. Anything that I miss out. Okay, let me run again. Run again. Test again. No, again, no. What is this? Let me check. Socket fail. Oh, uninstall. Oh, okay, let me uninstall it now. Uninstall and install again because the permission was denied just now. I think the solution is to just uninstall this app and run again. It should work. Oh. Okay, because the one that installed just now didn't get the permission. Let me just close all the app. Okay, so now I need to uninstall the app just now that I have just installed. I'll just uninstall it. All right, now I run again. It should work. Because the permission was already set. Without that permission already. Now I install again. Then you actually refresh with that permission. Yes. Now you see. The value 54062067 is actually accessed from the server side, which is this value. Cases. Right? If you look at the postman, right? It was also the same. That value actually returned. Right? This the cases. It's just a matter of the setting. Just now the permission forgot the permission. Just uninstall it and install again. Should work. Right, so let me complete this app and we'll wrap it today, call it a day. So this one, cases. So let me go back and just complete the app to get the full set of the statistics display. All right, so here. Right, so this part, just get it done now. All right, so this one, TV cases. So the rest, one by one, TV recovered. I think this is not necessary. To string is not necessary there. Right, so TV cases, TV recovered. App recovered. Okay, there is no recovered. Let me check the API. Is there a recovered? There is a recovered. Okay, I missed out just now here. I just add in one recovered here. Covered. Recovered string recovered. So add in this recovered here. Okay, I think I need to, let me check whether the UI has this. UI doesn't have, then it's okay, no need to do. No need to do, no need, just. Okay, this one I think I made a mistake. Okay, TV recovered, is it on the UI? Oh, there is one, right? So I need to have it here, recovered. So also to get the recovered, so just to get the recovered. Is recovered. Okay, so set the value for the recovered also here in the constructor. Right here, I should add in this. Right, recovered. Right, so add in this recovered. And then just get recovered. So in the main activity, so we add in this TV recovered. Oh, okay, it's already there. Sorry. It's already here. So it's already there and done. Huh? Okay, so I just use it. Get recovered. Huh? Okay, so this is in the statistics function. Huh? Statistics class. Right, just now we miss out this one. Huh? So now I add in get recovered. Right, so one by one. Huh? So all these 6, right, critical. I just need to add in this set text response dot body dot be critical and not get critical. Get. I have to call the function to return the property value. Okay, then this one TV active set text response dot body dot get active. TV total depths set text response dot body dot get total depths. Right, call the function. Right, and then TV today cases dot set text response dot body dot get today cases. Right, just call the method. Let's run. So it should work. Let's see. Right, it should actually fill up. Right, all the text field should be filled out with the value of the responses. All right, so done. You see the values, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the 6 values actually are read from the API. Right, it's from the API. Right, it's from the API. Right here, I don't do it all for all, right? So maybe some of them are not there, right? Just some of them are pick up, right? and being displayed on the app. So this is how you use Retrofit. We use Retrofit to do. So it's a very general case on how to get. If you want to get it from a map, for example, you have a map API, you want to display a map. The concept should be the same. The steps should be the same. You need a class to store your data model using a notation, right, to map it. And then you need a Retrofit API class, interface class, right, that define the function you want to map to the API code. And then finally, you need a place for you to write in the code, to write in the actual code, right, to the API. And then the API will actually return, right, the response. Response will return the value, right, that response, right, depending on the structure of your API, right? So sometimes your API, your JSON is nested. So you need to modify a bit on this part, right, if it is nested. So you can refer to some example, right? Some example, just search and then find out how people actually apply Retrofit for this purpose. Right, is there any question? Let me just give you this sample. You can try it out. Actually, I've already uploaded on Moodle. You can get a similar sample there. But for today's one, I will just give you again. Hold on, give me a while. Okay, so I'll give you a sample. Just have a look at it. If you are not too sure, you can consult me, and you can also watch back the recording. I think the step-by-step is quite clear already, very detailed, right, on how to apply it. Many of you, I think you have done it. You are able to do it in your from the assignment tool that I've go through. Some of you, some teams are already doing it. You already know how to use Retrofit. You can also use Volley for the same purpose. So the sample code for Volley, I put it on Moodle as well. Is there any query Not only for this project, but also on the assignment as a whole. Any question? It's a long day for many of us, including me also since morning. Is there any question that you want to ask for this afternoon? Right, I think many of you are going for internship. Some of you asked me to be your referee. Yeah? So it's okay. Yeah? It's fine. Yeah? If you want me to be your referee, you just let me know. Right? I actually, it's okay. But if you need my details, so I'll personally give you for referee for your internship. I think most of you have found your placement. I hope you enjoy your internship later after this semester. Student, any question for retrofit this afternoon? Right, the sample code, I put it on Moodle. You can check on Moodle. You can receive it on Moodle. Right, thank you, Jingyi. Right, good. Right, thank you, Jingyi. And the rest, right? So I think it's okay lah. We'll meet again next week, next Monday. Right, next Monday afternoon. Next Monday. For now, we have already pretty much decided our week 15 presentation will be done on the same day. So 10 minutes per group, only 10 minutes. We'll start at 2. Right, so week 15, 4th of July presentation. Remember this and inform to your team members. Week 15, 4th of July presentation start at 2. So follow the schedule that I've uploaded on Moodle. So have a look at it. Whether you are at 2 or you are at 3 and so on. Just look at your schedule for 10 minutes, 7 minutes demo, 3 minutes for Q&A. Okay, thank you very much. And any question? If you have no question, I'll see you again next Monday. Next Monday will be, today is 13th. Next Monday will be 20th, 20th of June. Right, so we are going to go through another example, maybe on Retrofit, to how to do adding, uploading, inserting data into a remote database, remote API. So I'll use a mock API to demo that using Retrofit as well. Okay, see you tomorrow, Monday. See you next Monday. And enjoy your week. I think now is quite a busy week for most of you. So do your best for your work, for your study. Enjoy your study. Okay, thank you very much. See you next Monday.